Hello, this is Michael. We're going to talk about action figures in 1/6 scale. We have two of them right here, as a matter of fact. So as we're looking at these, I'm panning up, I'm panning down, I'm panning sideways. I'm going full Gornick here. Mike Gornick. Do you know who Mike Gornick is? If you do, leave a comment. So these two are two of the most recent figures I've been working on. That leads me to what made me make this video in the first place. I got a question from a guy on my Facebook action figure fan page that was an inquiry as to whether or not I was working on figures anymore. I have been, and the irony is that I've been working more in the last 10 years on figures than I did in the 15 years previous to that. However, I've been publishing less in the last 10 years than in the 15 years previous to that. So yeah, it's a juxtaposition that I need to juxtapose the juxtaposition and sort of augment my algorithm. So that was a great question, and to that end, I've actually tried to address this before a couple of times, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I'm not getting notifications for new direct messages and private messages on the action figure page. Getting them on the regular page, not on the action figure page. Speaking of augmenting an algorithm, maybe that's what needs to happen. It's algorithmical, and it could be a metric I don't have filtered the right way. Shoot, I don't know. I'm trying to sound like a smart guy. But, yeah, I don't know what it's all about. It's vexing, though. I'll tell you that much. So what we have here is an HDFL figure. It's hard to go Gornick when you're doing videos. And then next to this HDFL, Hyper Detail Figure Lab figure, we have this Marine figure. This is for Patrick Moultrip and Jason Lilly. If you know who those guys are, you're no doubt a fan of them. And if you don't know who they are, please do check out Savage Actual to find out about these gentlemen. They're good guys. So this is a figure for them. And of course the HDFL figure. So HDFL was something I came up with, Hyper Detail Figure Lab. And I've published one figure based on that concept, and that was the SBS figure. So British Special Boat Service figure, which is now in the possession of Brian at Black Ops Toys. And then segueing from Brian at Black Ops Toys to the next HDFL figure, which is down here. This one's also done in the last year. This is an HDFL Z.E.R.T figure, based on the figure that was the Aaron Malden figure. I was a little bit involved in that I designed the artwork for the box on that figure, and this is based on that figure. If you don't know what Z.E.R.T is or who Aaron Malden is, check them out. And you can see a little Tyler Gray content there as well, since Tyler Gray is part of Z.E.R.T. If you don't know who Tyler Gray is, please look up Tyler Gray. If you don't look up anyone else, look up Tyler Gray. He's a really amazing guy. So, one HDFL figure, now two, have been seen. And we have a third here. So let me start over. That's one up there, two here, 3, 4, 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9 there. Oh shit, numbers. 1, 2. Plus 3 is 5. Plus 3 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. Right? Plus 3 is 14. Shit. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Okay, there we go. Over here, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I can't count this box because that's the box that female figure goes in. And then some HDGLs. HDGL is really where it all started. That's Hyper Detail Gun Lab. This is the first HDGL. These are also worked on in the last year. First HDGL series. All HDGL up to that point were individual weapons. This is a series of 12 gauge shotguns. Interchangeable parts, of course, accessories, so on, so forth. Unpublished. I guess you could say they're not unpublished anymore because you're looking at them now. So over here again we have this figure, which I would describe as kind of a future military figure. I'm not going to give you the country of origin, but if you look at these two magazines, I think you probably figured it out. Leave a comment. Z.E.R.T. Down here we have OBR Sniper. If you are a fan of LaRue Tactical, you know what the OBR is, the Optimized Battle Rifle. When I worked at Caltech, we came up with the 1/6 scale OBR for first the Chris Costa figure and second the Medal of Honor Warfighter Preacher figure. Below that we have the SEAL Team 6 Geronimo Operation Neptune Spear figure. Below that we have a DevGru figure. Now that'll tie into who Tyler Gray is, if you've seen the TV show SEAL Team. He plays a DevGru guy there in real life. He was a Special Forces Army guy. Over here we have a SASR, so that's Special Air Service Regiment. This is the Australian Special Air Service. So this guy is an OSCAM Desert guy. Below that we have a French Special Forces guy, not in the French camo pattern, but in the woodland pattern. Below that we have another HDFL female figure. This one is a British figure. You could call it an SAS figure, and excuse me, I upspoke. And it could be called an HDFL figure. It is a question, an interrogative. So it is interchangeable between being a CQB figure or a sniper figure. Now it's done, of course, with the platforms, but that's also done with kit. Here we have a VBSS figure. That's version 1. Below that we have version 2. Below that we have SFOD, Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta. Moving over here we have VBSS version 1.5, really version 2.0. This is the one that I made for myself after I remember if I sold the other one to Brian or if I traded it for something. But anyway, this one's a new one. Below that we have HDFLKSK, German KSK Urban Operations. We call them a PMC if you like. Below that we have KSK Desert Operations, which would of course be in Desert Flecktarn. Now let's move over here. We looked at the HDGLs, the shotguns. And now we're going to look at these three figures in these purple bins. These are a different series. You see the Black Ops Toys patches here. These are based on original content, a story I came up with that's a Zombie Wars story. So we have three figures that are attired in black and gray uniforms that are a mix of civilian stuff and high-speed stuff. The differences between the three of them are the designations of Sniper, Radio Man, and Medic, and then the kit color. So OD kit, Coyote kit, Black kit. Moving on over here we have a PMC figure. And this figure is the first two weapon figure I did. This one is a 416 and a Scar L. That would be a 16, not a 17, with a case V. This is the, I guess this figure has been seen, but not in the iteration that it is here. This is the Death Waits in the Dark contest figure. You're working on a contest figure, you have a limited amount of time. So I didn't get everything done with this figure at the outset that I wanted to because of the time constraints. I have, however, been able to go back and revamp things. This is for the female figure over yonder. Remember to leave a comment based on the platform. This figure is yet unnamed, as is that one. This figure is unnamed. Let's take a picture and you guys can help me come up with a name for it. So we can see some G3s and ACU. And we see a lot of high-speed gear, we see a Mystery Ranch pack, we see a canine. What do you think he should be? Leave a comment. I'm thinking activity, based on the activity. If you know who or what the activity is, leave a comment. So we've covered a lot of things here. There's a lot of opportunities for comments. And I will publish this on my action figure fan page on Facebook. And I will publish it on my regular page on Facebook, and I will publish it on my YouTube. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Not sure how long it is. I guess just about long enough. And Patrick and Jason, stand by. This guy's going to be inbound here pretty soon. Let me spin him around. I don't think I did that already. Yeah, this figure was fun to work on. You're working on a figure for a person, individual, or a group. That's always fun. knowing somebody else is going to end up with it and hopefully enjoy it. Yeah, that's cool. I really like that. So yeah, thanks again for watching the video and for the questions. Keep the DMs coming and the comments. Oh yeah, I don't, you guys know how much I appreciate that stuff. I really do. It's really cool for me to see people, asking questions and feeding back. Let me just touch on something in case I already did. Forgive me, I'm getting old. I forget things. This figure is heading toward the finish line. We have below that mask, which is a ballistic mask with a detachable O2 system, filter system, and of course a well-cocked shroud. We have below there a head sculpt, a female head sculpt, which is as yet unpainted. So I haven't painted a female head sculpt from scratch before, so that will be done pretty soon. And then just one other thing on this HDFL Z.E.R.T figure down here. Remember to check out Z.E.R.T. There's a head sculpt. I'm having to one-hand it here. Hang on. There's a head sculpt that's going to go with that. So this is the beginning of that head sculpt. A little bit of paint still to do on that one. So there's that. This is the next thing to tackle. That and finishing this figure and getting this one to Savage Actual. So yeah, that's the update. And hey, I want to thank the guy who asked the question, because that was the impetus, the sort of drive for making this video. So here it all is, all this unpublished work. Just have to get a seamless backdrop and a good lighting system for this camera, and be able to get this stuff published. So yeah, it really means a lot for me to be able to share this stuff with you guys. So stay tuned, and I appreciate the support.